In this calisthenics workout, I'm training in my home gym, working towards a planche and a front lever. I'm also going to be doing some leg strength with split squats and some dorsiflex good mornings. I'm going to be doing some hamstring flexibility as well and a little bit of core work. This is not a tutorial. This is one of my workouts. I do 2 workouts a day and I post them every day to YouTube 6 days a week. If you've got any questions, let me know. Hit me up in the comments and enjoy. Okay, so my main warm-up for today is skin the cat, really, because this workout is pretty gentle to start straight up on the first set, so I don't need to do too much of a warm-up. And skin the cat is a really, really good way to take the shoulders through full range of motion for flexion and extension under load. So this is the part you got to be careful with, and it's obviously not a beginner's warm-up, but you know, that's taken my shoulders through their full range of motion, but it's done it under load, which really prepares you for the workout. Really good way to get started. I just found out that I have to take my son to swimming. I totally forgot. So I've got to get into this workout and try and get as much of it done as possible. Whew. I'm only having 90 seconds rest between sets, and I'm doing 5 rounds of a circuit here. So I do the front lever, so that's my pull movement, and then I do the scapular push up to lean, that's my push movement, and then I do split squats, so my legs movement. And I'm already coming up on 90 seconds, so I don't have a lot of time between exercises to set the camera up and move. I've got to try and really stick to my rest intervals, otherwise the workout just takes too long. Whew. So for me, leg strength is not a big concern of mine. I've always had much stronger and much more muscular legs in relation to my upper body. And so I'm just doing split squats because they're a really good way to build and maintain flexibility, especially in the hip flexors, which I need, but also to maintain unilateral strength, so imbalances from left side to right side don't become a problem. So that's why I do them. And they're not too taxing for me, so I don't have to worry about losing too much strength or stamina for the movements that really matter, which are my calisthenics movements for the upper body. Such a good hip flexor stretch. When you get to the bottom, you've got to sit up really straight like I am, If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The really hard thing about straight arm scapular strength, and that I'm really focusing on, is the quality. So to be really honest with yourself with getting retraction and protraction in the scapula, and maintaining your depressed scapula, at least through the movements that I'm doing, very tough. That's a tough move for me, especially so because that's one of the ones I did my slap tear on years ago. But I'm progressing. I've gone up 1 rep this workout. It's all about the quality, only about being able to maintain the same amount of reps for all 5 sets with good quality. It's the only thing I'm concerned about. When I did my slap tear, I was just concerned about trying to get to the next progression, which wasn't the right way to go about it. So when you keep your body upright as much as you can and try and keep your back leg close to straight, or at least so that the knee doesn't really hit the ground with weight in it, it's a really good hip flexor stretch. Whoop. Which is really the main reason I'm doing this. Strength through range is a really good way to get flexible. Oh, man, those tuck levers and scapular push-up to lean are so hard to do if you do them properly. At least for me. On the tuck lever, I'm really trying to retract my scapula. So you watch when I'm up there, you'll see the moment where when I get up and then I retract, it's so much harder than just holding the tuck lever position. But it's where the real straight arm strength comes from. And then the protraction slide is the opposite. You're trying to protract as hard as you can, so push the shoulder blades away from the spine as you lean forward. So that's why this one's called a push movement and the tuck lever is called a pull movement. So they're antagonistic to each other. Woo! Oh man. All right, try and spot when I retract my scapula. Now. So I'm not counting the last rep of that last set, because if you rewatch it, I didn't get it cleanly. I wasn't able to protract all the way. I struggled a lot and I didn't come back. So this is how you use progressive overload with calisthenics. If I record 4 reps there, it's not accurate. I didn't get 4 reps. I got 3 reps with proper technique. So if I record 3, so I did 4 for the first 3 sets and then I'll do 3 for the last 2 sets, then I know that my goal is to try and get 4 for the 4th set and maybe even 5th set. And if I achieve that, then I've achieved progressive overload. Because if you just write down reps that you don't get, then all you're ever doing is trying to go to failure. And that is not how you use progressive overload. It's not accurate, it's not measurable. This is what really makes you out of breath in this workout. All right, fifth round, final round. So this is all about trying to get the same hold time as I did in all my other rounds. Let's go. Whew. So I actually got 1 second longer on that set than I did on my other sets. So that's great because that's my indicator that it's time to move up 1 second for the next workout. Just 1 second. If I can get 1 second more for all 5 sets, then that's a good increase in volume. And that's what you aim for with isometric holds like that. You aim for between 1 and 3 seconds per workout. You don't always get it because if I got 18 seconds for the first 4 sets but then 17 on the 5th set, then I stick with 18 until I get 18 for all 5 sets. But that's how it works. And for this one, I'm deloading my wrists a bit because I've had a little bit of wrist pain in my handstand, so I'm just going to turn my hands out and that's going to really deload them. I'll do this one. So my goal with my next workout is to try and get 4 reps for the first 4 sets, maybe even for all 5. But I don't progress on that movement until I get 4 clean reps for all 5 sets. All right, supplementaries. So this is the arch scapular pull-in. It's a supplementary move for the front lever, and it's really, really good to develop that depression and retraction and extension in the shoulders. So shoulder extension and scapular depression and retraction, which are the 3 movements that happen at the start of a pull-up. That's what I like to do before I bring elbow flexion into the pull-up. So you watch this. This is the way that you start your pull-up, or for the way that I do pull-ups. And it's a really good way to get some extra volume on the back after you've done the tuck levers and the front levers like I've just done. So I'll try and I'll zoom in so you can see what's going on. And you want a 3 second hold on each rep. And you keep your elbows completely straight at all times. You never rush any part of a movement like this. It's got to be slow and controlled. Woo. Okay, now it's time for my dorsiflex dumbbell Romanian deadlifts, and I'm doing these like I do Romanian deadlifts really so that I get some posterior chain strength, so some glute strength, and also for hamstring flexibility, because eccentric contractions like this are really, really good for the hamstrings, for hamstring flexibility. And I'm doing a dorsiflexed position to bring some ankle flexibility in as well, calf flexibility. So it's really creating flexibility right down my posterior chain, at least the lower half of it from the pelvis down to the feet. And they're really, really tough. It really adds a different element to your hamstring flexibility when you add dorsiflexion into it. Woo. Man, my arms are pretty cooked at this stage. All right, last set of my first supplementaries. I've really got to try and get 6 reps here, and it's going to be very hard, I know it. 5th rep was too hard. The 6th rep would have been messy. So I'm trying for 6 reps on all 3 sets of my next workout before I go to 7. This next part of the workout is triceps, 3 exercises. So I'm doing a hanging L raise for my abs, so that's my ab exercise. But I'm also doing it because it trains the hip flexors for compression strength. Not the same way as the seated compression lifts, which I'll do second. And then I'm finishing it off with a dorsiflex Jefferson curl hold. And so the goal is build ab strength and build compression strength and hamstring flexibility. So the seated compression lifts are an end range contraction for the hip flexors, which is really, really good at delaying some of the neural inhibitors that prevent flexibility in the hamstrings. So then when you superset that with a dorsiflex Jefferson curl, it's a great way to get hamstring flexibility. And I haven't done this tricep yet, so I don't know how I'm going to go with those seated pike compression lifts, because this one's going to fatigue my hip flexors. So we'll see how I go, and I've set the camera up so I don't need to move the camera because I'm pretty tired now. I'm just going to film the whole thing. You can see it from the one angle. All right. That is meant to be an ab exercise. Most people program that exercise for ab strength, but of course you're using your hip flexors to get up there. So let's see how I can, what kind of results I can produce with a seated compression lift now. Oh my God. Not a lot. Ah, man. All right. Gotta go straight into this one. I pay extra close attention to my lower back because I've got spondylolisthesis, so I don't get a lot of flexion in my lower back. Oh man, that's brutal. Oh, the calves. Oh my God. Oh, that's tough. All right, here's round 2. Oh. This is the hard part. Trying to get anything out of my hip flexors now. Oh man. Okay, come on. Oh God. They're just cooked. Come on. Oh. Okay. So really slow down this bit and try and get more flexion in the spine. Really work it and then let go. Oh man. Oh, that is something. Okay. Just got to record my reps. What a tricep. I can barely get anything out of those compression lifts, but you know, has to be expected. This is how you use, you know, supersets and things like that. It's to break through plateaus. So when you, the second exercise of a superset is impossible to do max effort. You just can't do it because that's the idea of a superset. You pre-fatigue on one exercise. So when I go back to doing seated compression lifts when I'm fresh, so when I do a new program phase and I'm not supersetting and I'm doing those seated compression lifts when I haven't done a superset, in theory it should be much easier. I should be able to lift higher, I should be able to do more volume because I'll be fresh when I do it. I won't be fatigued. Okay. This is my last round now. It's the end of my workout, so really got to psych myself up for it. You know, it's easy to just drop a few sets at the end of your workout when you're fatigued, or especially when I'm sitting at home by myself here. I'm at my home gym. I've got no music pumping. I've got no mates to train with. I've just got to try and stay motivated and stay focused. Okay. Come on. Oh man. Okay. I've got to pull a rabbit out of a hat here for these compression lifts. Come on. Okay, come on. Let's go. Oh man. Oh, that's it. I'm cooked. slow down on the part where you don't get a lot of flexion. It's different for everyone. Okay. Breathe. Bit of tension in the hip flexors. Try and hack those that nervous system to get more flexibility. Come on. Oh, God. Oh. All right, party people. That's it for me.